kaiju, turtles, Dragon Ball, and more, it's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello there, collectors. Steven here, and welcome to another Movie Monster Series review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Godzilla and King Ghidorah from Godzilla, The Ride. Initially, these were only available at purchase if you actually went in Japan to Godzilla, The Ride, and then they were available at the Godzilla store and select other retailers, which other retailers were not stated widely, so I don't know who those were, except if you're looking at other places that just so happen to somehow get other Movie Monster Series figures and jack them up to about 40 to 50 bucks a pop. Yeah, that's not another retailer. We have particular words for those, but we're focusing on the figures. So Godzilla retails at about 45 bucks and Ghidorah hones in at 50. If you are looking to get these, you are going to have to use middleman services in order to pick these up from the Godzilla store in Japan, or you're going to have to rely on another source. So with that said, you're going to be paying more than that. So let's take a look to see whether or not these two are worth adding into your collection. Godzilla first, and he is definitely going to be the one that is the star of this show. Of course. Why? Because Godzilla, The Ride. This design really does see a perfect blend, I think, of Heisei and legendary designs in one. And my reviews, we're not really here to talk about the actual design in and of itself. We're here to talk about what is in front of us, the actual figure. And I do have to say that, well, I mean, we are able to see footage from Godzilla The Ride, but what we have here, it is actually executed rather well. So Godzilla is actually going to have his usual charcoal gray sort of black vinyl coloration that he's going to be cast in, which is just fine and dandy. But what's really cool is that Godzilla has a sort of greenish gray dry brushing all throughout to really enhance those details. What kind of details is he going to have? Again, it's going to be kind of a mix between the Heisei and legendary designs, where he's going to have some armor plating here and there, most specifically on the back of his hands. That looks so cool. It's probably my favorite feature of this design. And then he's going to have the different keyoid scarring that you're going to be more so familiar with when it comes to the Heisei design more so than legendary. But then again, you look at some other parts of legendary, we sort of have the plating aspect that is on that one. Yeah, he looks good. We actually have claw paint found on the hands and on the toes, which it is a little bit glossy, not really blended in too well, but it looks nice. Once again, for the eyes, we just have solid paint. No sort of indication whatsoever of a pupil, but it is what it is. The mouth is also cleanly painted just as well. The dorsal plates, unfortunately, really don't have anything, I guess, special about them aside from being painted and sculpted rather well. That's pretty much all I have to say. If you are a fan of really well sculpted figures and really well painted figures for a Movie Monster Series figure, this is definitely going to be one you will want to write home about because it just looks very good. Unfortunately, though, I will knock this on the price for what we're paying. I do think they should probably add in just a little bit more details, especially when it comes to the eyes. But when we take a look at Ghidorah here, that's kind of, yeah, the lesser of the two here, and it's pretty unfortunate. Why is that? Well, once again, Ghidorah, yellow, gold. He's going to be cast in sort of a yellowish vinyl, which does actually, hey, not too bad. Not really not an amazing choice of yellow, I think. It's very similar to the legendary design, but hey, it's still looking good. But what's kind of weird is that they used, I don't know, like a red color for dry brushing, and it really does contrast in an almost grating way with the vinyl. So it doesn't really stand out in a good way. It's kind of, it doesn't very look good. It actually kind of looks like he's covered in dried up blood, which, yes, okay, in the Ride there's a fight, but that's not what they're going for here. They're really looking to enhance details, and that's not the point here. Then when we take a look at the wings, this kind of drives that point home that maybe they should have taken another minute or two with the paint. You can see that for the membranes or the little bone structures in the wings, I don't know. I think you see what I'm talking about here. The spray does tend to stop at certain parts well before it needs to. So, yeah, for the sort of tannish coloration there, not very good there. What I will say, though, is hidden in here is a fantastic sculpt. Likewise, for Godzilla, this Ghidorah does feature some shingling aspects, armor plating, specifically on the thighs, which look very good. And he does have quite a few spikes all throughout, which, hey, it's actually pretty sharp. Not enough to hurt yourself, but even still. Overall, I personally do like this design of Ghidorah. It is reminiscent of the legendary design. However, I do feel that in terms of actual execution here for the movie monster series, it's not necessarily a very strong one. And then when we get over to the articulation, well, Godzilla is pretty straightforward. We have swivels at the shoulders and at the hips. Nothing at the tail, surprisingly. There is a cut there, which I think is just for the assembly process for the vinyl. So, yeah, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, just a couple of swivels. And then for Ghidorah, it looks like we may have some swivels where the heads plug in, but nope, once again, we're just going to have cuts where they're going to be glued in, which, you know, it is what it is. The wings actually kind of look a little bit awkward, depending on what angle you're going to look at. Do the tails swivel around at the base? Nope. Well, we're going to be knee swivels. And this is a bit problematic because this Ghidorah likes to lean forward naturally. So depending on how long it's going to be on display or how you store it, it may develop an even bigger lean. It's going to get top heavy and it's going to fall over. So these swivels are going to come in handy to keep Ghidorah balanced, but keep in mind you might have some balancing problems. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the tags, which honestly, aside from the front picture of the render of the characters, which is rather on model, I think maybe the vinyl figure for Ghidorah is a little bit off. The tags are pretty neat, all black and white, so they saved on ink. Pretty cool. Okay, now we'll go ahead and move on over to a size comparison, which this Ghidorah definitely is going to take up a sizable space chunk on your shelf. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, Godzilla, he's going to be pretty standard. Nothing really too much to write home about there in regards to size, but Ghidorah is going to have a huge wingspan, so do keep that in mind. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Godzilla is absolutely the star of the show here. A lot of folks are asking for an SH Monster Arts. Unfortunately, I don't think that we're going to be seeing that. Please, I'm offering my hand here. Tamashii Nations, prove me wrong. Whereas Ghidorah here, I'm seeing a lot of folks actually wanting Godzilla, but not getting Ghidorah. And then, as I'm pretty sure you saw, there was that giant seam on his back where the tails plug in, and then the top half of the body, how they assembled everything with the wings. Yeah, Ghidorah, unfortunately, while cool, really just does not hit the mark that Godzilla does. So it's nice, but not as nice as Godzilla. As a set, on the aftermarket, you're looking at somewhere between $140 to $160 if you can find them for a good price. Some folks are trying to sell these at $200. Don't do that. Yeah. Generally speaking, $140 plus or minus for shipping. You can get these, which I don't think, considering the exclusivity, is that much of a bad price. Maybe even want to try checking eBay. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now you've heard a lot from me, I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for STR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.